The government does have a vested interest to keep psychokinesis from people for mainly two reasons. And I'm sure these two reasons are perfectly logical and they cannot be taken apart whatsoever by someone like me, for example. All right, welcome back to Magic Isn't Real, the place where I analyze what's reality and what's just a simple magic trick. Or in this case, the place where I'm going to read some comments that I found recently that have some very interesting topic, and I think they're worth discussing. Also, if you have seen my latest video, you might have noticed that I was a tiny bit, just a little bit unhinged. You think this is mean? This is nothing, you ding dong. Send your demons to ruin my night. I cannot wait. A threat is a threat. I don't believe in demons, but a threat is a threat, no matter how you phrase it. If someone is threatening me to send demons to ruin my night, I'm gonna become a little bit annoyed. So today I thought we can just take a more calm and simple approach, and I want to look at two specific comments that have brought up interesting things that we could discuss in a calm matter. There's always this idea of like the government, which government is not clear. I don't know if it's like one secret government that rules the world, or if like every government in every country of the planet has agreed on one thing, but apparently they're all very, very concerned about people discovering this psychokinesis ability. And they are doing a terrible job at it because obviously it's not working since we're here talking about it. Demonstration of psychokinesis are pretty much everywhere, and there is like gurus who do seminars and talks, and people like are selling classes and whatnot. The government wants to keep it a secret for mainly two reasons. So let's just look at these two reasons, shall we? If everybody discovers that they are superhuman and not just a physical body, it will be pretty hard for the powers that be to maintain the position of powers they currently enjoy and control the masses. Why? If we all discover that we're not just physical body, why would that be the tipping point for whatever government you're talking about to not be able to control us anymore? By the way, what kind of control? Because like as of today, we all have pretty much a lot of liberties. I'm sorry if you feel like you're trapped in your boring job, terrible relationship, or maybe you don't have a relationship. Like I'm really sorry if you think that you're kind of trapped in whatever, and like the only excuse you can have is that someone is forcing you to do this stuff. I'm really sorry if that's the case, but like I don't see how the only way they're controlling us is the fact that we think that we are a physical body. So you're saying that if we all tomorrow we just wake up and we go like, you know what,
I'm not just a physical body,
suddenly governments of the world will collapse. That just doesn't follow. And even worse is your second reason, because the second reason is, if this powers gets in the hand of the wrong people, they could potentially be used for bad. So isn't it a good thing that the government is trying to keep it hidden then? And also, like, most of you cannot shut up about the fact that if you're not a good person, these powers would not work.
Fail.
Go back, do it again. You have an F today for this. So yes, and I'm an authority, so that's it. All right, now let's just get to the meat of today's video. Sorry if you're a vegan or vegetarian, but we're getting to the main topic of the video. And before you accuse me of taking things out of context, I just want to quickly tell you what the conversation was about. If telekinesis is real, from what I've seen so far, I don't think there's any progression to it. I don't think it goes beyond literally moving a piece of paper. Whatever you do, whatever activity you pick tomorrow, if I put the time into like learning a new skill, I should see some sort of progress, but this doesn't seem to happen from telekinesis. And now in the middle of this conversation, this guy said this thing right here. Let's even assume it's all bunk. It's nevertheless better to have such a worldview than a limited one. All right, I have to admit that after I read that sentence, pretty much everything else that was said in this conversation just went out the window. So the idea is, even if psychokinesis and all of the kinesis, all of the kinai, all of the kinesisi, even if all of them are completely made up and they don't exist, it is better to think that they do. It is better to follow the mindset that you are not limited as a human being. And I have massive issues with this because no, it's not. You can't just be like, oh, but it doesn't matter if it's not true because it is such a good worldview. If that's not true, then it cannot possibly be such a good worldview. It doesn't work. The foundation of your building have to be real. If they're not real, the building will collapse. That's simply how it works. There is no psychokinetic worldview if psychokinetic is not real. It's as simple as that. What's more limiting? That you spend your entire life meditating in front of a psi wheel, even though this is not real, or that you acknowledge that you have certain limitation so you can focus on doing your best on how to still achieve your goals even though you have those limitations. All you're doing is that you're opening yourself to just being completely destroyed by people who are going to take advantage of the fact that you believe that it doesn't matter if something is false or true because you like to believe in it. If it's a worldview, it's got to be based on something. And if that something is a lie, then the worldview just doesn't work. You know what? This is the end of the video. And like, I normally thank you so much for like staying until the end and listening to it. And I usually ask you to like write something in a comment. But this time, this has to be a conversation. I really need to know if I'm wrong here because I don't think I am. You cannot cherry pick this kind of stuff. But I thank you so much for being here, and I want to ask you to please hit the subscribe button, share the video, like, do the whole thing, click all the buttons you can find. Just click them all. I shall see you next time. Peace out.